Hi Career Sighted, I'm Matthew, and I'm an architect. The overarching purpose of an architect is to protect the health, safety, and welfare of the general public with every building that you design. I start my day at 5 a.m., spend a couple hours at home, then I get to the office around 9, and I work from 9 until 4 o'clock, and every day is a different day. Some days I spend all day designing and drawing, part of a design team that does multifamily and commercial buildings. I also spend part of my time going through paperwork and emails and client correspondence, and I also do a lot of business development work. Sometimes that's just all day on the phone with cities trying to figure out what their zoning restrictions are or building setbacks. I travel between 12 and 18 times a year. Those travels include going to meet a new client and going to see a new site. I've traveled solely to speak. The other big thing I do for travel is I'll go and actually meet with the municipality for their planning and zoning boards at night. The one thing about architecture is it's all based on deadlines. And invariably every architect's a procrastinator. So we wait to the very end and then we just have to throw a bunch of hours at it. But on a normal week, I probably work somewhere between 45 and 50 hours. I've always, since I was little, liked to draw. Most architects can draw a little bit, but not all of them are artists. If you can draw a stick figure, you can be an architect. There's two divisions of architecture. There's a very creative side where you're in the design department of a company, or you're on the technical side of a company called production. You're cutting sections and looking at how that wall would look, looking at how that material joins with this material and how you turn brick, and how a door jamb works, and how tall will that window be, and does that meet code. It is a profession based on problem solving. You'll see a number of architects go work for a construction company. Some very, very large general contracting companies will have an in-house architect. They actually review architects' plans. A bunch of other architects I know either become developers or go work for developers. If you're in high school and you want to become an architect, focus on your math. I think geometry helps you most because you're actually starting to see things in 3D. Also take as many computer-aided drafting design classes your high school may offer. Pick which college you want to go to, then you would enroll yourself into the College of Architecture. You either will receive a Bachelor's of Architecture, which is a 5-year degree, or you can get a Bachelor's of Environmental Design. Different schools call it by different names. Then you get your Master's in Architecture. Once you graduate with that, you're an architectural intern, and you are that until you go through your whole IDP, which is your intern development program. Then you take your exams to get your license. You're looking somewhere between 8 to 12 years to get your license. You cannot call yourself an architect unless you hold a license in a state as a valid professional architect. And it's individual state, and then you try to get reciprocity. Once you become licensed, you're required to do 12 hours a year of continuing education. If you're creative and you put your mind to it, you can do great work and your stuff gets built. It's one of those professions that I can't imagine doing anything else because you actually create something. You can walk down the street and see it. Thanks, Career Sighted.